Welcome everyone for my one more email training session. Today the topic will be AS400. So I will talk about AS400 online sandbox tips. The motivation behind this is that we may face situations where you need to integrate your Mule application with AS400 box, and you may want to do some quick testings like connections or even to test specifically selectors, right? And for that you can use some online sandboxes that is available out there in the net. So for this you need to find a sandbox online, which I'm sure there are others, but here we'll talk specifically about the pub400.com. In pub400.com, if you go in the website, you can go to create an account yourself. And when you create an account I will show you in pub400, you have some space available, so you can create, for instance, database tables and stuff like that you can play against. Also, to do this, we will need to have a TN5250 emulator. You can download one from SourceForge, TN5250J. We can use Telnet directly as well, but we will miss a lot of nice features that TN5250 emulators will provide you. So I strongly recommend you use it. And then for that, you need to, using the B connector, a generic one, you can connect against the pub400 tables, files, database files you probably want to create. Also, I'm not covered this here, but I'm putting here. You may benefit yourself for watching the YouTube AS400 video series, which is in YouTube. If you search there for AS400 series, you'll find that 25 videos that will tell you everything about the AS400. You're gonna become a master. Okay. So the idea of connecting against AS400 is to create basically we want to create a DB file there, and AS400 will give you three options. One, you can create DDS files, which are data description specifications. For that, it's the old-fashioned way of creating files, data files in AS400. It's positional. You can also use the more modern data definition language that Oracle has and other database. And you can also go straight away SQL scripting and do a create table, and voila, then you have a table there.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why do you need to create a DB file? Or is it just a use case if you need to?
Yes, because if you want to connect to AS400, so we need first the sandbox, which is pub400 will allows you. But then when you have your environment inside the AS400, you need to have a table to connect to, a database to connect to from MuleSoft for a Mule application. So you could try to use, for instance, system tables available. You could use SQL scripts to select system tables, and then you could select them directly if you only want to create a connection. But let's suppose if you want to do some validation in specifically kind of field like club or similar fields like that you're having issues. So you want to create a specific table with a specific structure that will convey your use case that you work in your case.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Okay.
So basically that's why you would create the table, just I'll show you later on here. So basically, in this use case here, we will be connecting to a table. This SQL 418 you see when we go to the emulator is just the menu options that will take you there. We'll show. You can use command line as well, but for today we use the menu options. So the first menu will be option 4, the second 1, and the third 8, and then we will be against using a SQL interactive script, and then we will basically, I've done already create a table. This is the script that I use it. I create a table. This is very interesting here. We create a table. My username in this pub 400 is MuleSoft. So when you create an account there, the AS400 will automatically create you 3 libraries: MuleSoft 1, MuleSoft 2, and 3. So the 1 and 2, they are free for you to put stuff in it. So that's why I'm going to use it here. When I do create table MuleSoft 1, is the name of my library. A library is like put it like a folder. Put it this way, okay? And then theme is the name of the table and the file that I'm creating. And then will contain name, location, and the supporter. Basically, this is what it's about. So just to illustrate it. And then from the Mule application side, using a DB generic configuration for the DB connector. Here we're gonna see the options, like we need to connect to AS400, need to GDBC AS400, then the name of the server, then the name of the library, then the user, then the password. And here, this one is an extra one that I'm adding, is it's socket timeout, 30 seconds here. So basically, once a connection is established against the AS400, it has a timeout of 30 seconds to happen, otherwise it will be dropped.
Sorry, is there a typo there? Because I see a space in socket timeout.
No, there is a space.
Okay, there's a space.
Yes.
In the parameter.
Yes.
Okay.
And it works.
Okay.
Yeah. You need the driver JT400, and which we can download from a variety of websites.
Is it public for download?
Yes, it's public for download. And then here is part of our DB, the name of the DB connector that I created. So basically, so now I will present you guys how does it work. So first, just to give you some illustration of how to navigate in AS400. So my username, MuleSoft 16 is the password. So here, as I said, you can use the menu, or you can put command line here if you know the command you want to use. I won't go into details of how to navigate in AS400 today, and by the way, the AS400 series is much better, so so I think it's worth to go straight to the point here. So here the options, we want to work with files, and then it's files, and then I want to do a interactive SQL. So I want not create the theme file again, because I have already created. But if you want to, for instance, do a select from everything from theme, right? And then here we are. So we have those are the elements of the theme in the moment. You need to add more. So basically, this is the idea. So F3 to exit, right here, and F3 again. It asked me if I want to save or exit without saving. I will exit without saving because I did not make any change. And here we are. And so this, basically, from the AS400 point of view, is everything set. So now what we need to do is on the Mule application, right? So just confirming here with you guys about the configuration. Let me see if it is one or the other one. Yeah, so as you can see, Sebastian, there is the space here.
Yes.
And it works fine. I will do a test connection. Okay. It works fine. So now I just, for the sake of illustration, I will execute this application here.
Sorry, I didn't see. What are we doing? A select like you did?
Sorry?
Right? And what are you doing with that database connector right now? Are you doing a select?
A select. Yes, the same select, yes. because we did a select from the AS400, right?
Mhm.
So now, yeah, so it should be, yeah. So off you go. I'll do a stop here just to show you because it's a pool. So as you can see, result, supporter, location, name, and then again the others members, all three of them return it. So that's it for this short exercise here. Basically just showing how that's possible. There are a lot of use cases that we may need to do that. The simplest one, you just need to prove a connection from our point of view. Like for this one, actually just giving an example, this socket timeout here, this is a configuration that I found out with an issue that AS400 are getting hanged, the threads, never releasing and stay hanging forever blocked. So you could, on the forums of AS400 people, they suggesting to add this to the driver to make sure that if anything goes corrupted, so it will.
It's just a regular timeout.
Yes, regular timeout, yes, basically. But then again, you can create more elaborated tables if you want to work with specifically issues when you are trying to retrieve data or insert data in a specific structure that more elaborated that something's going wrong, right? So those would be, as far as I could see in the moment, the regular use case that we. Any question?
Yes. What is the expiration policy or the time to live for this server that you can create?
There is no expiration in the policy. It's forever.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing when you create any user there, there is a introduction documentation, which they will be telling you that do not abuse in terms of because I mean if you're very experienced in AS400, you probably will find a way around to abusing the processing of the machine available, and if they see you are going over than just experimenting, they may expel you, for instance, not
okay.
So basically that's the idea and also they make very clear this is a sandbox. You're not supposed to put in either not important things in there in terms of production code and think that they will be backing up and everything will be safe.
Okay.
So this is the idea of the problem. And
so the idea would be for if each of us, whoever of us has to deal with a case of that sort, the idea would be for each of us to create our own instance or to share a common sandbox.
Well, I think everyone you can use the same credentials as I showed in this video, but you're also free to create your own.
Okay.
It's because they won't charge you, and this just to let you know this is the website where you go and you can from here create or use sign up, and there is a process. You fill up some fields and they will eventually send you a username with an initial password. When you log in, the initial password, they will ask you to change, and then you change, and off you go. So this is the idea. And I do really recommend to see the AS400 series videos because it's really good. They will explain you about the file system. They explain you about how to navigate. They explain you about the command lines. They explain you about to jobs, how to monitor jobs, get jobs with higher CPU, how to jobs, if you want to stop a job, to force it, all these kind of things. It may come in hand when you are working in to troubleshoot an issue. So.